Namaskar. My name is Shubha Mudgal and I have been a student and exponent of Hindustani music for several decades. I've been studying two vocal forms, namely khayal and Thumri, and it is about Thumri Dadra that I would like to share some facts. Like all forms of Hindustani music, Thumri too utilizes the grammar and the vocabulary of RAAG and TAAL. The melodic element in Thumri uses the RAAG system, and the rhythmic element uses the concepts of lay and taal. Lay is largely associated with tempo, and taal is a very complex system of measuring time, musical time, very peculiar to Indian music. But because Thumri is a vocal form, it also has a third element, that of the lyrics or sahitya, also referred to as bol. All forms of Indian music rely heavily on the idea of elaboration, and Thumri too is dependent on musical elaboration. You could then ask that if it uses a shared vocabulary and grammar of RAAG, TAAL, and also relies heavily on the idea of elaboration, then how is it any different from any other vocal form? And indeed, there are several overlaps. But elaboration in Thumri is steered primarily by the lyrics. And therefore, the elaboration in Thumri, one of the terms associated with elaboration in Thumri, is called bol banana, taking extracts of the song text and actually using them to elaborate upon and to create a very complex, very detailed narrative. And of course, all this is done within the parameters of RAAG and TAAL. How does one elaborate a Thumri? So first, these three key elements of RAAG, TAAL and the bol or sahitya are tethered together in a pre-composed structure called bandish. So let's look at the bandish of a very well-known Thumri in the RAAG Khamaj, Kaun Gali Gayo Sham. How would we elaborate on this? So let me try and show you that. I would sing the first part of the composition, which is this khayal. Narrative forward. What is the narrative about? It's about somebody looking for Krishna. Where has he gone? And somebody asking a friend, Bata de Gunya, please tell me, exhorting a friend to give some idea of where Krishna is. So I'm going to take an extract and elaborate on it. I'm going to take part of the bol and I will bol banao. I will banao the bol. So I will sing बता दे बता दे बता दे गुइया कौन गली गयो शाम. I could take other extracts from this line. in the elaboration. Usually, in other forms of Hindustani music, like khayal for example, great care would be taken to adhere to the rules of a particular rag, to stay within the parameters of a rag structure. But in the interests of making this narrative as clear, as communicative, as expressive as possible, Thumri gives you the license to move out of a rag, to shift from the rag in which the bandish was composed, and if it helps you take the narrative forward, it is permitted to move out of the rag. What role does TAAL play in Thumri? So this particular Thumri is in the TAAL Deepchandi, which is a cycle of 14 matras or units. And this cycle of 14 matras is divided into 4 segments. Segment 1 has 3 matras or units. Segment 2 has 4 matras or units. Segment 3 has again 3 matras or units. And segment 4 has 4 matras or units. So 3, 4, 3, 4. And the theka sounds something like this. Sorry, I have to use an app in this lockdown, but here it is. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1. Now, over this magnificent structure of 14 matras, I'm going to lay out the first line that I sang to you earlier. And so it would sound something like this. कौन गली गयो शाम बता दे गुइया कौन गली गयो शाम. Once the elaboration of the entire composition has been completed, both the sthai and the antara have been elaborated upon, then comes a section where the tal changes from Deepchandi to a cycle of 8 matras. And this is a climactic kind of a point in the entire narration. Here, the tabla plays a very important part. And a section is played, a very special kind of playing is required, which is called Laggi Ladi, and points to Thumri's association with dance. It's possible that in this section, the singer-dancer who once was the exponent of Thumri also does footwork, and this is a very exciting part of Thumri. So the Thumri recital ends with a segment with Laggi Ladi, and that's how the entire story is told through the art of Thumri. I hope you enjoyed this first deep dive into Thumri.